waiting.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Good evening, or good afternoon, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to the March 16th Public Facilities Committee meeting. Thank you for being here. We're going to call this meeting to order and ask for the approval of the minutes from last month, February 17th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the February 17th meeting.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of the minutes being approved, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, very good. On the agenda is our one and only privilege of the floor. If there's anybody here looking to address. Okay. Okay. The privilege of the floor, anybody here that is not on the agenda or otherwise that would like to address the Public Facilities Committee, this is your time. Anybody here for the first only privilege of the floor? Hearing no one for the privilege of the floor, we're going to close the privilege of the floor and move right into our agenda. The first four items on our agenda are FAA related. They are renew and amend resolutions. At the committee level, I was reminded those are simply discussion items. No voting or approving on our part for those items. And we have a speaker on those and some others, so good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon all. John McAmer, Deputy Director, Public Facilities Airports. So the first two renew and amend resolutions 185-25 and 202-25. Those are necessary to make a $1 difference adjustment between the state and local share amounts. The original amounts represented the amounts listed on the grant application, and once we received the contract agreement for reimbursement, the amounts were swapped, and New York State DOT requires the amounts to be exact.
Perfect. Appreciate that, John. Questions, comments on just the first two at all while he's sitting here for the $1 changes? All right. Very good.
The next two, 9-26 and 10-26 are also similar in nature. The amendment there is in regards to administrative expense. That is a separate line item when we apply for the grant. When we applied for the grant, we utilized our anticipated total project cost amount. However, that amount did not include the administrative expense. So the administrative expense was included into the renew and amend resolutions. That administrative expense is actually can be reimbursed to the airport sponsor to include things like our independent fee assessments that we do for our projects over $100,000. Also, airport administrative time and other administrative expenses in nature related to the capital improvement projects of the airports. So while it, appears as an expense, it is eligible for reimbursement.
Okay, very good. Appreciate those explanations. Any questions for John on either of those? Committee. Okay, very good. We'll see those again at the full legislature meeting. Next on the agenda is we are confirming an appointment for the Airport Commission.
Yes, we're hopeful to appoint and excited to potentially have Brittany Beckstrom as part of the commission. She is the Senior Director of Atheneum Hotel Operations at Chautauqua Institution. We've had a great relationship with the Chautauqua Institution senior leadership as part of the Airport Commission previously, and found that relationship to be very beneficial, and we're looking to continue that with Brittany's leadership.
Great, okay. Questions, comments on the proposed resolution? Seeing none, all those in favor of the resolution, proposed resolution, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried, great, thank you very much. Remaining in the hot seat, a proposed resolution to authorize acquisition of navigation easements for property located near Chautauqua County airports.
Yep, so this resolution ties in with our ongoing capital improvement projects at both airports. You know, from time to time, there's a need to potentially acquire easements, navigation easements from landowners to either remove or mitigate obstructions that are in the approach paths of the runways. So this is just basically just tying into those projects and wanting to, you know, formalize that with the legislature and the easements for each of the airports.
Okay, very good. Questions, comments from the committee to John on this at all? Is this anything?
This is nothing new. We've been
Okay,
we've
that's
been
where I was going.
acquiring easements, updating easements, you know, addressing any obstructions for the airports, you know, since
Perfect.
many of years. We have, you know, at different times, there's been different easements for the various properties that are located near the airport recorded.
Sure.
Yeah, I seem to recall
Yes.
this from a previous resolution, but I gotta admit, I had to look up the word navigation. I hadn't seen that before in one of these resolutions, so
Yep.
it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, so the navigation easement, you know, it's working with our neighbors at the airport and landowners, and working to, you know, obtain right of passage for aircraft at a certain height above the ground. So essentially buying, you know, compensating the landowner for the air above
Yep, very good.
their property.
Very good. All right, thank you for that. Anything else? Questions, comments? All right, all those in favor of the proposed resolution, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Carried. Thank you very much for that. We are staying with the air, yes, we are. The proposed resolution number 7, authorized public hearing for supplemental agreement with the Federal Aviation Administration to construct, operate, and maintain navigational aids at the Chautauqua County Jamestown Airport.
Okay, so it's just an agreement between the airport sponsor and the Federal Aviation Administration that is coming up, expires in September. So we're looking to renew that for another 20 years term, essentially allowing the FAA to access the field, to maintain current navigation, communication systems on the field, and construct, you know, as needed for the term of the agreement.
All right, very good. Questions, comments? Yes, Bob?
You knew I was gonna ask something. So what happens if we decided not to do this? Where do we go from there?
I think
Would they just,
I would imagine the FAA would maybe pause and say, you don't want to renew this contract with us? Can you give us, you know, an explanation for it?
just have them call me?
I don't imagine that they get that very often. Not that, maybe I'm speculating, but I think it would be, I would say that generally this, you know, the FAA is, it's in the FAA's best interest, and I'd like to think in the county's sponsor's best interest to ensure that, you know, that the navigation and communication systems are maintained properly and up to date. So to cancel such agreement, I don't think would be in the best interest of safety and.
And I wasn't trying to put you on the spot, I just
Yeah,
felt I had to
yeah.
ask that. Thank you.
Can you give me an example of the kind of navigational aids you're talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have things like the instrument landing system on runway 25. That's our precision approach to the I would say primary runway. You know, the longest runway and also directionally most favored runway. So that system provides vertical guidance as well as lateral guidance to aircraft that are landing under instrument conditions similar to like today's weather. Also the lighting, precision approach lighting those facilities, and you know, communications equipment associated with the airport.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, John. Anything else, committee? Not seeing any. All those in favor of the proposed resolution, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Very good. Noted. Thank you very much. Item number 8, amend the 2026 budget for Departments of Planning and the Jamestown Airport. Do you have that one, John?
I will.
Do you want me
Yes, so this is for, I'm sorry. This is for the $15,000 occupancy tax award that we were granted. So we applied for this award, and we were granted this and we're going to use these funds to for our pre-planning of a 2027 air show.
Okay, very good. Questions, comments?
Looking forward to it.
Do you know if, I'm sorry, I see Bob on the edge of his seat, but.
No.
Oh, okay. Have we applied to this before and received funds? Do you know?
Not in my
Okay,
recent
yeah,
past.
right.
It may have happened previously. I will say, you know, this is credit to the staff at the airport.
Sure.
You know, they really took the lead on this, and Nikki and Brian and the group really took the lead on this, and we're really thankful for it, and it gets us off the ground.
Yeah.
Really gets us off the ground for the air show, so.
Is that quite
Great-
the pun you got?
great
there,
work.
John, so, okay,
I hope
very
it takes
good.
off.
Yeah, all right. Questions, comments on the proposed resolution?
My edge of the seat was, what year were we gonna do the air show?
Okay.
And John answered that.
Okay,
I'm off the edge of my
preemptive,
seat.
all right.
August 2027.
I'm settling back.
Shooting for August 2027. All right, very good. All those in favor of the proposed resolution, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Great. I appreciate your time,
Thank you.
John. That was quite the list. All right, next on our agenda, item number 9, Government Reduction Initiative Assistance for Town of Pomfret for sharing and consolidating of services between municipalities. So welcome. Please introduce yourselves.
Ladies first.
Excuse me, I'm Lauren Sharp. I'm a senior planner with the Department of Planning and Development.
And I'm Dan Pecos, the Town of Pomfret Supervisor. So we've put in a request for county government reduction initiative funding. The Village of Fredonia approached the Town of Pomfret late last year with a request to take over the village's Public Works Department. And because of the differences between the village and the town, I said, time out, we need to take a look at this. Our budget is a 4-part budget because we have a village as part of the town. I'm not sure how that affects our highway department, 2-part budget. I didn't know if we needed all of their staff. And at the same time, then I asked them, would you be open to taking a look at other areas like courts, building inspector, code enforcement office, and dog control office. So We got together with a couple of the neighboring municipalities, and we decided to study all of those. The town of Pomfret is making an application to New York State for funding under their local government management efficiency grants. For a portion of that, there is a 50% local match though. So we're applying for two grants totaling $50,000 from the state, and then we put in a request for GRI funding. We did meet with the GRI committee and make a lengthy presentation, discussed all the issues, the things that we wanted to study. Since that time, the county executive has asked us to look at possibility of consolidations. We said we'll look at that at the same time, but we want to look at the sharing services first, because let's walk before we try to run. So we do have those on the table. The town of Sheridan has also reached out to us. Our highway department is the largest of the towns. The town of Dunkirk has about 7 miles of road that they maintain, and they had 1 employee, so they had approached us about their highway department also. But town of Sheridan has a small crew, and they asked if they could also be included in the study. So since we've put in the request, it's grown a little bit, but our request here is, I won't say it's contingent on the state funding, but it's in conjunction with the state funding, because we would anticipate that without one or the other, we wouldn't be able to do the full study.
Very good, very good. Questions, comments?
So we're just talking about a study right now. We're not talking about actually the consolidation.
As part of the plan, as part of the study, we would want an implementation plan.
Okay. And this does not include the city of Dunkirk, but the town of Dunkirk.
City of Dunkirk for dog control.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And if you could hit on again for me, I think you hinted about it, moving forward with your current plans wouldn't change necessarily what has recently been talked about as far as full consolidation. Is that correct? Okay.
Correct. I am going to.
Doesn't
reach
muddy the
out-
waters or anything like that at all?
No. I spoke with the folks from the Center for Governmental Research in Rochester, because I wanted to make sure there was a group out there that would do this sort of study. I did talk to them about the possibility of looking at full consolidation for 1 or more municipalities, and they indicated we could do that too. I would have to reach out to them to see, does that change the cost a lot? They sent me some sample RFPs to use, because I'm assuming if we're using state grants and grant funds and county grant funds, we'd have to do an RFP for that consultant. But I wanted to reach out and get a feel for what sort of dollar amount we'd be talking about
Yeah.
to do that extensive work.
Yeah, okay, very good. I like the idea from, this is the first time I actually saw the completed GRI form, so where it's going and all that type of thing. So good committee, good details in that was sent us, if you haven't taken a look at it, because there is going to be some more coming. And just so we're clear, looking for the $50,000.
Correct.
That's the dollar amount to this one. I don't know if we mentioned that or not, but it is listed there at the end of that proposed resolution. Any other questions, comments? Bob?
I agree. I love the idea. And I would think any of these that I'm gonna say we, because I live in the town of Pomfret, Village of Fredonia. Any of these hurdles, these would actually be hurdles that would be removed should full consolidation or merger were to take place, because that's gonna be non-union, union. If we already have that taken care of, that's one less problem. And maybe I'm supposed to know this, I'm not sure. What would be the cost to get involved with the state? You said they do 50%?
We've applied for 2 grants totaling $50,000, and there's a 50% match. We would have to match locally. So that's why we're applying to the county for the $50,000 to cover the local match.
That would cover the
That would
local
cover the
match?
local match.
Okay.
Town of Pomfret is the lead agency. 1 municipality had to be the lead, so we took the lead on it. The others are partnering, so.
I missed that part of the,
I wasn't really
equation.
clear on that.
I'm a big fan of studies.
I know, it's one more study, that's
Just
what
wait
I've
till we
heard,
get to
but
audit control
because of
Thursday.
the questions we've got, I don't know what questions I don't
No,
know
no,
to
no,
ask, so-
I get it, I just,
so-
I didn't study in high school, so I was a natural.
The Center for Governmental Research did the planning and study for the dissolution of the village of Forestville.
Right.
And for, I think it was South Dayton?
Cherokee.
Cherry Creek.
Cherry Creek, yeah.
Okay, yep.
Very good. Anything else, committee? Not seeing any. All right, all, I'm sorry?
Is there room for public questions? Your choice.
Yes, yes. Please identify yourself.
I'm Mike Civiletto, fourth ward councilman, city of Dunkirk. Just wondering, this is the first we've heard of it and the entire council is here. Is there any way that we could join in, or was there a discussion before we were elected? Our entire council is here, so it would be something that I would be interested in. I don't know about, I'm not gonna speak for the other three.
Join in for which pieces, or everything?
Everything, why not?
Sure.
I would recommend just both parties have a conversation on the way out or afterwards. And then, yeah, that's not part of this body, but certainly between both of you, certainly.
Yeah, we did have initial discussions about public works, and obviously part of that overall consolidation, we would include Dunkirk.
Yep, I mean, it's just a study, might as well.
Correct.
All right, very good, thank you very much. Thank you. Anything else from the committee? I don't believe we voted on the proposed resolution yet, so all those in favor of the proposed resolution, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. Next, we have a proposed resolution for New York State Department of Transportation undertaking. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thomas Walsh, Director of the South and Center Chautauqua Lake Sewer District.
Tom, thank you very much for being here. Tell us what we're looking at here, if you
So
would.
this is an undertaking. Annually, the South and Center Sewer District applies for a permit with the New York State DOT. Basically, the permit is to maintain our infrastructure, repair, or if we have to, install. Annually, we put the permit in and file it with the DOT with the county insurance and other paperwork. Annually, we do this every year. The state has come to us and said they would like us to apply for a 20-year permit. By doing that, it's a Chautauqua County, and we've also, in this resolution, included the North Chautauqua Lake Sewer District, Portland Pomfret Dunkirk Sewer District, and the Industrial Sewer District collaboratively. So this will be a 20-year undertaking for all Chautauqua County sewer districts.
Okay, I appreciate that, Tom, and that makes sense. And you did answer the only question I had was, it seemed like the 1 year, is that like probationary or that,
I think the
to,
insurance, it was just an annual thing to keep our insurance up to.
Okay.
You know, it was one of those things, every year we had to do it, and so I think at this point,
was there annual cost involved with that you're aware of versus the 20?
there is no permit fee.
Okay, none, okay, all right.
Is this permit so that if you have to dig up lines or something within the right of way?
Yes, so this is an overall broad permit, that they wanna know who we are and who's in the right of way of the DOT.
Yep.
But if we were to plan any excavations, we would again specifically outline
Apply.
any activity that we do in the right of way.
Okay.
Okay, very good. Any other questions, comments?
It's not a study.
It's not a study, all right. All those in favor of the proposed resolution, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I might see
Carried.
on the next one, but I don't know about the rest of them.
Thank you, Tom. The number 11, we have a proposed resolution to amend the 2026 budget for buildings and grounds. For the HRC.
Good afternoon, Chad Marks, Deputy Director of Finance.
Tim Carr, Director of Public Facilities.
Thanks for being here, gentlemen.
All right, so what we have before us is, we're just looking to, as everybody knows, we had a project that started last fall to pressure wash and do exterior renovations to the HRC building. It was fully funded, it was budgeted for $500,000. Unfortunately, there were some contractual delays and weather-related issues that prevented that from being completed in 2025. So the contractor is planning on coming out in the spring and resuming the work on the project, but we need to increase the budget, the money that was returned back at the end of 2025, because it was not budgeted in 26. So we're just looking to increase the use of fund balance to cover the remaining unused portion of that $500,000.
So no additional on top of that
No
because of
additional.
the delays, but yeah, okay, all right, good. Sounds like moving funds from one year to another to me, but any questions, comments on that at all? All right, very good. All those in favor of the proposed resolution, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Carried, great, thank you very much. Our next number, flipping my page, is item 12, authorizing DEC open space grant application and the setting aside of funds for the acquisition and preservation of land in Cassadaga, New York. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Jamie Reynolds, DPF, Engineering and Parks Department.
All right.
So, pretty simply, what we're asking is authorization for the county to apply for grant funding that's opened up through the DEC, the Open Space Grant, which allows for up to $3.5 million of funding for purchases of property to conserve for the public.
Okay. Very good, very good. Questions, comments?
Any ideas for what purpose
The
of this, or
property,
trails or something?
the property is property located in the town, it's Cassadaga, New York, it's the town of Arkwright, and it's the land on which Arkwright Falls is located.
But, I mean, is there anything in mind for the use of that land? Or just to
It's,
leave it open space? so
Yeah,
that-
it's very near to existing county-owned parks and reforestation lands. There's existing trail networks there, and this would just be an extension of that.
Okay, I'm good.
Very good. Any other questions, comments? Good information there. I'm not hearing or seeing any. Is there all those in favor of, excuse me, all those in favor of the proposed resolution, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Great. Simple. Appreciate that. All right. Next, we have a discussion item from the officials from Dunkirk regarding a potential North County shrub brush drop-off point. I think, how many are coming down now? Okay, Bob, can you do your chair and I'll do one over here?
Just three of us.
Oh, that'll be 4 with Tim.
You just want one chair apiece? That was a joke.
I'll sit on that one.
All right, I'll have you each introduce yourselves in just a second, but to the committee, I was contacted by Councilwoman Natalie,
Luchkowiak.
Councilwoman Natalie,
I like that.
regarding and I have her note here, I'm sure that she'll be more eloquent than I am, but we, the elected officials for the city of Dunkirk, are lobbying for a site in the northern part of Chautauqua County where brush and shrubbery can be dropped off. So She asked about coming to the public facilities meeting to introduce this concept to her. I let her know that, hey, we're not making any decisions for any of that, but probably a good place to do that. And so here they are. So I'll ask each of you to introduce yourselves, name, title, and then we would love to hear from you.
Councilwoman Natalie Luchkowiak, First Ward of Dunkirk, City of Dunkirk.
Councilman Frank Terrain, Second Ward, City of Dunkirk, City Council.
And Councilman Mike Civiletto, Fourth Ward.
Great. Go right ahead with what you have prepared.
Thank you so much for having us here. I've heard this is the first step towards what we would like to accomplish. Chautauqua County is the 7th largest county in New York State out of 62 at 1,500 square miles, as you know. This fact requires special and equal remedies at times for both the north and south parts of the county. County Executive Wendell and City of Dunkirk Mayor Doviaz have talked of land in the Fredonia area where there is a barn where we could bring our brush and shrubbery. He also talked of a chipper to be placed there. We don't know exactly where this land is, so we are requesting this today. This would be a great measure and step towards County Executive Wendell's pursuance of connecting municipalities and eventually merging them. Once we are putting our brush there, perhaps other northern municipalities are having similar issues. In our City of Dunkirk, it's a tourist area. People coming from all over to dock their boats, visit the famous lighthouse and its museum, and view the impressive hero banners, to name a few reasons. If residents are not able to bring their brush and shrubbery, etc., without traveling 25 miles, they shouldn't have to, our city will not look as presentable. We are currently struggling with that as it is. But let's at least allow the residents that love to keep their personal areas beautiful and clean do so. Randy, our DPW director, is working with National Grid about power outages today, along with trees in the streets, as I am sure other municipalities are in the county. But he wants you to know we need a place where North County residents can pile brush and have the county take it to the landfill. That's what he wants me to say. So I'll turn it over.
One of the issues that we do have in our city is that the collection point has always been over where the DPW is, and they can only collect so much stuff before they have to get rid of it. And it's very costly to get rid of all that because we have no place, no property where we can dispose of any of this. And if there is a place where we can have this stuff disposed of, that's what we're looking for. If this county can help us out with that, not only would it help us out financially, would it also help out the residents? Because if the residents have no place to put their stuff, then it ends up either sitting beside the street. And one of the other hazards that we have is especially during leaf collection, because the leaves fall out in the street, and we want to make sure we keep the drains clear to make sure that we don't have flooding. So there's a lot of things that go into that. And so we can get some relief and some help on this, it would be greatly appreciated.
And from what I understand, the only place to put brush in the North County is not in the North County, it's in the South County. I believe it's in Endicott. Ellery. So we're talking about a 35 to 45 minute drive with our trucks, with our personnel to that location. Talking about gas, we're talking about 3 hours of personnel, 2 people. Going, and that's just one load. So we're talking multiple loads back and forth. It's probably, once we get full brush there, we're talking a whole week's worth of work to get that brush to Ellery. So we would love to have a place in the North County that is only a couple miles away that we could actually continuously bring those back and forth. And the place that we were keeping our brush, I believe, is not permitted by the EPA to actually keep brush there. So that's another problem that we've had with our brush collection. I believe we haven't been, I don't want to say it too much out loud, but we haven't been licensed to actually do what we've been doing for years. So this would this would rectify that situation as well.
That's coincidental because our next speaker is here from the DEC. So,
Oh!
no.
You didn't hear that. You did, I didn't say it.
Only
We haven't
kidding.
been doing it
Only
in a long
kidding.
time.
Yep. Okay. I didn't mean to cut you off, but that was too easy to go for.
One of the other issues we had also was that when we were picking the brush up and taking it out to Ellery, it's not a great place to drop stuff off because the road to get into there is not improved. And when we sent one of our trucks out, the last time we sent one out, it got stuck. And they had to use a backhoe to try to get it out. And when they did, it broke the axle. So then we had to fix it. So we had to spend money to get it fixed. So not only do we have to take that great distance with a big load there, it's the hazard of getting it into the landfill. And so we could had a place where we could have it. We could have the brush cut up, have it and make it presentable for disposal. And that's what we're looking for, a place where we can dispose it. Collection, if we could get rid of it every day, like Fredonia does, we'd be okay. But we don't have a place to put it because we don't have the property to do that.
All right, very good. Anything else before I open it to questions, comments? I have a couple questions, comments from the committee.
First, well, how can the county help? Are you looking for, you're looking for money, I guess, to
No,
buy the land? or-
if you had a place where we could dump, and that's what
Okay.
we're looking for, a place where we could, if you got property available where we could dump, and if you had, an apparatus where we could have it, have it chipped.
Okay.
County Executive PJ Wendell had a discussion with Mayor Joviaz, and he said that you do have a land in Fredonia that has a barn.
Mhm.
And he also mentioned about a chipper being there. It was a conversation that they had. So we don't know exactly where that is in Fredonia, but it's something that the county owns.
Oh, the county already owns it.
Piece of
Okay.
land that the county
Okay.
owns, yeah.
If that came to fruition and we got a chipper there, who's gonna haul the chips?
Pardon?
If we got a chipper to the barn, which I'm not quite sure where the barn is in Fredonia, but who's gonna haul the chips once those brush piles are chipped up?
Well, we would transfer, we have plans of perhaps opening Lucas Avenue again and having it being monitored, and where the residents in this time, only small land businesses in the city of Dunkirk can come there, and of course it would have to be monitored. And then we do have a brand new chipper from the ARPA funds, so we would definitely bring it over to the barn.
Okay, but who's gonna haul the chipped material
From the
once it's done?
barn to the,
Still needs disposed of, whether it's in chips or a pile of brush, is I guess my
Yeah.
point of what I'm getting at.
yeah, it would be, that's something we would need to work on, for sure.
The place in Ellery, that's where it's a dump. It's
Correct.
So we would be asking if this land in Fredonia could be also permitted as a dump, so that once that wood is chipped, it doesn't have to be moved. That's the whole point, that we don't have to take it from the North County to the South County, that it can stay there. And if you have land that you could get permitted to be a dump site for biological material, then that would solve the problem. That's what we're ultimately asking, is that if the county has a spot in Fredonia that they own, can it be licensed and used as a dump site for municipalities in the North County to dump?
For things that are chipped, not for like whole pieces. I mean, we would chip
Yeah, we would
it
chip it
down
and then-
so that you're not dumping like whole branches, you're dumping chips.
However, the DEC requires it to be done.
So your residents would not be taking it to this hypothetical new location. They would
No.
still be doing the same.
Yes.
This
Correct.
is just, okay,
And
all
then
right.
what we would be able to, as the city, bring it to
Yes.
Fredonia because it's
Yes,
only a
okay.
mile away as
Okay.
opposed to.
Yeah.
Because I had questions about who's going to man it, operating hours, that type of thing, but that's, okay,
Right,
so,
yeah.
because it's a two-step process, obviously, and I'm the slowest one in the room, so I'm working my way through it. So you're talking not the residents cutting something down in the yard to your location, there's no change there. You're talking from your location to a closer dump site.
Yeah,
Yes.
and because of our financial constraints, we've had to close our dump site, so the residents have not had a spot
I see.
to bring their place.
Because
Yeah,
it does cost a lot more for us to load all that up and take it to Ellery. Even if we chip it, it still costs us quite a bit more. If we can cut that cost down, it would definitely help us out.
Is there any way you could recycle the chips and get back to the community in the form of
Well,
mulch?
yeah,
We
we've
could.
talked about that.
I mean,
We've talked
We
that,
about
have, we have done that. Again, that's a, something that it's a license.
Yeah,
The
And I'm not sure
residents
that we
are much
licensed
more
for that.
upset with that than the tax increase. They are.
Of not having the,
Not having a place to
oh,
put their-
okay.
And the reason for the DEC, what they didn't like was the salt barn that was there, but we did move that. That's been moved.
Okay.
So that was the issue.
and one of the other things too, in answering your question further, it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of mulch. I mean, there are some ideas that we have that we've been tossing around.
Yeah.
To get rid of mulch and to create mulch and to create, compost. But it's ideas that we have on the table, and I imagine as we go forward, there'll be something that we'll revisit and, something that we'll definitely consider because it is worth consideration.
for sure.
But at this time right now, and to get some immediate relief, if we had a place to dump, it would definitely help us out. So your question is a valid question that I think going forward is something we definitely will look at.
I just know the town of Carroll has a dump site behind the town hall, and that's where residents can bring their brush or trees or whatever it ends up being, and then weekly the highway department comes down with a loader and puts it in the back of the dump truck. And then they take it to the highway garage, and then they've got a mulcher chipper themselves, and I think they share between 3 other municipalities. So then they just trade back and forth, and whether they bring it all to Carroll.
Ongoing thing or a once in a while?
It's an ongoing thing. I'm not sure how often they clean the pile, but I know like in the past they've used it to take mulch up to the town park
And
instead
unfortunately,
of buying mulch and things like that, but.
unfortunately for us, our property is not big enough for that kind of operation. We don't have the space for that type of operation yet. I mean,
Okay.
it's not something that we can afford to wait on.
Our DPW is maybe an acre in the middle of the city.
Yeah, and it's in the middle of a
Maybe this is-
residential area.
Residential area.
Maybe this goes along the conversation of the consolidation plan.
There you go.
Exactly.
Yes, I think this,
I mean, we're talking about a place in Fredonia.
kind of
It's not
leads
even
Right,
into
ours.
yeah.
this plan.
Well, and I don't
It
know
would
what,
be something that Fredonia could use as well.
yeah, and I don't know what the
And
3
Sheridan
towns are
and everybody else.
with, that the town of Carroll shares with, but obviously for us to open up another dump location brings a whole other county department into play to look at a 2026 budget that's already approved and try to open something up to put a relief on you guys, which I see where you guys are coming from, but then again, we're looking at a situation of everybody in the county paying to solve one issue.
Did you say that there are some municipalities in the Fredonia area using a barn for?
I'm not sure.
Mr. Chairman, if I might, I appreciate the council people coming and sharing their concerns with us and their proposal. I think that there's a lot of details that are coming up here that can't be worked out by this committee. So I think that the committee has been updated on the opportunity that the council people are pursuing. And now this opportunity really needs to be worked out by the county executive and the mayor, working with the council to come up with the details of how this would be implemented. So I think that going further, looking for more details would not really be productive today.
That would be the next step. Yes, I appreciate that, Mr. Chairman. So yes, excuse me, excuse me, wasn't ready for that, but yes, thank you for that. Bob has one more thing.
My hand was up before Pierre.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm familiar with your situation. I know where the dump site, or where people put their brush, and there's not a whole lot of room there. Fredonia faces a similar situation. I don't know where this land is either. I gotta find this secret out where this land. The problem with that is, it's great for the first few loads, and as you were saying, all of a sudden, and we just get more than we can handle. So I love the idea of it being a North County, not a Dunkirk, Fredonia, Sheridan, Silver Creek, whoever's in North County. It'd be nice if it was. But I think sort of what you're asking for, and I don't mean to put words in your mouth, is the county's involvement in this is gonna be very critical. So I'm not offering this, I'm just hearing that it would be okay if the county even figured something out and took this over, yes?
Yeah, we're just asking for equal,
Absolutely.
an equal, service that the South County gets. The North County being so far away from where that service is.
Sure.
We would like the same service.
Sure.
But in the North County. And one of the things too is what I'm hearing is that going into discussion to discuss this and so we can come up with some more details, I think it's gonna be very beneficial. But if we can do that even, go into discussion to discuss the details between the county and the city.
Sure.
That would be very beneficial too, because then we perhaps can come up with some solutions.
Right.
Where the county is involved, and that's what we're asking for. I mean, I don't profess to be the smartest guy in the room, but if I can get in the room with some other people that are just as smart,
Sure.
we'll come up with some solutions. And that's what we're asking for.
Yeah, and I believe the county is very willing to do that.
Share something from our consolidation meeting the other day. We did talk about this issue before we talked about the consolidation. Our idea was to see if we could do something at the North County Transfer Station in Fredonia, which could be the property that they're talking about, where users would pay a user fee to take their materials there, possibly have a tub grinder, and then either haul the chips to the landfill or sell the chips. So that was part of the overall discussion, where it would be open to all North County residents.
And that was the first step that we had, we just had, Friday, didn't we?
Yes.
So,
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that the three of us and Gary, who's also a councilman, we got it all secondhand. We weren't at the meeting, so it was, hey, there's this opportunity, go for it. And it's like, what is it? So we're kind of going into this blind as you are. And Mr. Pecos knows much more since he was at the meeting.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I
Well,
mean,
but I will assure you,
we came here,
Yeah.
we thought it was the first step, and now we know what we need to.
we're catching up fast.
Yep, we appreciate you,
We
we,
apologize for us.
Plan
Nope.
something more detailed.
yep,
here.
we appreciate that, yeah, so now we, have been introduced to the concept. Yeah, and some next steps there for greater detail between, Dunkirk and the county, with some next steps. So, thank you very much for bringing your whole, council down. I don't know that that's happened before, so, that speaks well of you. So thank you for your time, and, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Mr. Scudder?
Yep. You got it.
And last on our agenda,
We're definitely more than ready.
thank you. Last on our agenda is the potential changes to the administrative code presented by the Charter Administrative Code Review Commission. I believe this group is presenting to everybody and everybody, committee-wise, so. Are you presenting to every committee?
Let's hope that's not the case.
Oh, okay, all right,
Nathan
all right.
Harp for the Law Department.
Emily Woodard, County Attorney.
Hello there, welcome.
Yes, so, thank you. You know, you could look at this a couple different ways. We're lucky to be here presenting, or we drew the short straw. But here we are, and we're gonna, tell you as much as we possibly can about the proposed changes to the code. The former county attorney, Anna Morgan, did sit on this committee. Unfortunately, while she was in transition, the changes were kind of finalized, so Nate helped see those through, and I was brought up to speed. Nate's gonna take care of presenting today.
And I should note, right before you jump in, that all the committee has the amended on sections on their tabletop. Sorry.
So I'll try to be brief in light of the upcoming meeting as well. Basically, every 10 years, we have to go through this process under our county charter, where we have a commission that looks at potential changes for the charter and for the administrative code. You already voted on the local law amending the charter last month. This is kind of the code piece, basically. So the way that this works procedurally is the county executive, puts together a proposed administrative code. He takes the advice of the commission that's been convened, and he can file it with the legislature. After 30 days, if the legislature has not objected, then the code basically takes effect. There's not a need for an affirmative vote from the legislature, but the legislature would vote if they wanted to object. So the plan procedurally here is we're here presenting this to all the committees. So please, take your time, digest this document. If you have questions, let us know. And we would ask that by the full legislature meeting this month, we would, want any feedback or changes from the legislature to be, communicated. And if there are none, then we would seek to file immediately after the meeting this month. And that would start the 30-day clock. So as far as the actual changes that are being made here, there's a few broad categories that I'll go through. There's a lot of changes that have been made, so I won't go through all of them. A lot of the changes are just making sure that the code is consistent with the charter. Some things have been long-standing that, for whatever reason, they're incongruous. And in other cases, we're just making sure that we're keeping up to date with the changes that were just made in the local law last month. There's also cases where it's just not in sync with the current practice. So for example, the code still talks about an office of management of the budget, and I don't think we've had that for a while. We have a budget director who reports to the director of finance. There's some clarification of executive authority. For example, the current code requires the executive to have a cabinet and requires that it be made up of, people from certain departments. And the proposal would make it discretionary. The other big notable change is the procedures for budget filing and legislative review. Right now, that's like a huge multi-page section of the admin code. It's gonna be totally stricken out and moved to a local law. Actually, the commission did propose a draft of a local law that we have. It hasn't gone to committee, we haven't proceeded with it yet, but you would, look out for that in the coming months. And those are some of the most notable changes. Hopefully you've all received like a red line draft showing track changes. If not, let me know, I can send that to you. You should all have my email or phone number through Outlook. So, any questions?
Great.
Happy to answer.
Great. Yeah, appreciate that. A lot of cleaning up of the document.
A lot of that.
Yeah, a lot of that, yeah. Questions, comments? This is just a presentation, and my understanding is we're not voting on anything. We are not. So, I know we've been talking about the code for a while now. Anything or anything? Any questions
Mr.
now?
Chairman,
is
I
the
just
time?
make a comment about the process.
Yes, please.
That the county executive has the authority to make changes to the administrative code, and then those changes are presented to the legislature. If we don't make any objections, as Nate said, then it's approved and implemented. Because the scope of the changes that are recommended by the Charter and Code Review Commission are extensive, we thought it best that it be presented to all the committees, and then presented again at the legislature meeting next week. So everyone has an opportunity not only just to see what the changes are being proposed by the county executive. Now we have changes proposed by the Charter and Code Review Commission, and they're extensive. So we're going through this a bit of a laborious process by the commission members being available to answer questions, make explanations before we get the opportunity to decide if we want to make any proposed changes, and then it's back to the county executive to implement.
Okay, very good. Thanks for walking us through that. What I'm hearing is we, being the first committee to meet, we have the most time to study it, so, before the legislative meeting. I'm sure Mr. Scuttle will get right on that. I don't, thank you for that. And yes, I know I've received the red line. Yeah, I've seen that previously, so. Anything else? Anything else at all while we're at committee regarding this? I know you'll.
Well, I
Yes.
do, I feel like I should know this, but so we have the county charter and we have the administrative code. They're separate things. But there seems to be an overlap there, or am I misunderstanding that?
I think that there's sometimes an overlap in the verbiage that's used.
But they're two separate documents.
There are two separate documents. Yeah, the charter, we're a charter county,
Right.
under, New York Constitution, municipal home rule law, and that's really, that's like our county's constitution.
Right.
The admin code is really how the county executive chooses and his or
Okay.
her discretion to kind of execute the organizational and discretionary aspects
Okay.
of government that are entrusted to them.
Okay, thank you.
And you said this at the top, once every 10 years, 5 years?
I think what's in the currently effective version of the charter is once every 10 years. Whether or not that's been changed by the most recent amendment,
Okay.
I can't recall off the
Okay.
top of my head right now.
Gotcha, okay, all right.
Where were
I
you
know
10
somebody
years
who
ago?
will next week.
Probably, yeah.
Every 50 years, whether it needs it or not.
All right, anything else for either of the two? Okay, thank you very much, appreciate that. I know you're gonna be going through this and
We'll leave it for Thursday.
repetitively.
Thank you.
So, all right, we appreciate that. That, I believe that concludes our agenda committee. It does. Do any of you have anything else to
I have a
mention?
question. Are we gonna be voting on the code at the next legislative meeting? Just the presentation of it?
Mr. Chair?
That's a very good question.
I would say there's not exactly a vote on the
Oh,
code unless
okay.
the legislature, someone could make a motion, I guess, if they wanted to try to vote it down. It would be a 2/3 vote, as I recall.
Okay.
2/3 would have to object, but since it hasn't been filed yet, there would really be nothing exactly to object to. That's why we're just asking for comments
Okay.
ahead of the full meeting.
Tom, the process is that the county executive tells us the changes he's making, and then we have 30 days to object. We're kind of pushing that ahead by saying, next Wednesday at the legislature meeting, if somebody has any objections or any suggestions for changes, we can then give them back, and then the county executive can decide if he wants to make those changes before he implements and our 30-day clock starts to object to it.
Okay.
So, a little, like I said, a little bit more laborious process, but I think this gives the legislature more time to review it, consider it, think about it, and make suggestions before the county executive pulls the trigger and says, here's what I've done, now if you can object, object.
Okay.
Okay, very good. Anything else? Anything else from anybody? We will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you. And Tom, thanks for seconding. All in, we are adjourned.
I was gonna vote against.
Yes. Okay.